Hello and welcome to Season 13 of the Gran Turismo Touring Car Championship, brought to you by MRC over on Facebook. So unfortunately we have no replay from round 1, so what I'm just going to do is do a quick rundown of the results. So, won the race was Shell Shock, second was DRC Mung, third was a Woolmid, then we're going down to Pilgrim Paddy, then Raffo, then Jambo, Azroth, and Mr. Dre, followed by Spider Team, then we have Quinn, then we have Wadders, Rocky Rich I believe it is, Lega, and then Hammer Cat at the end. So let's get back to race 2 and the full commentary. So on pole we have Hammercat because it came last, then Lego in the Audi TT, third Rocky Rich, and then we have Wooders in the Aston Martin, followed by Quinn in the McLaren. Got Spider Team in 6th and Mr. Dre in 7th, Azroth in 8th in the F-Type, with Jambo in the Scirocco in 9th. Raffo in 10th in the other McLaren, then we've got Pilgrim Paddy, Woolmid, and then the final 2 is Mung and Shell Shock, our round 1 winner. So let's cut to the action and let's see how this goes. So waiting for the lights to go out, and it looks like Rocky Rich has jumped the start there. That's going to cost him. Look how much the TT's hard to get off the start, and it looks like Mr. Dre actually ended up rear-ending him just a little bit. So right down to the first corner, Hammercat is trying to hold off on the start. He's going a long way around. It looks like Quinn's managed to take the lead from the second spot on the grid. Cuts in, and yes, we're just about through there. Not too many issues, and it looks like Spider Team's second. Hammercat's dropped from a pole down to third. Wooders up to 4th in that purple/blue Aston Martin through the fast kink, and we've also got Raffo doing well in the Halford sponsored McLaren. In fact, he's gone all the way up the inside there. He's had a great start from near the back of the grid. So out of the hairpin and down the hill, it looks like Quinn's going to try and make good his escape as Spider Team gets 2 wheels on the grass there and actually loses the rear end and loses a bucket load of places. With these reverse grids, it really helps if the guys at the front, generally they've had a poorer first race. They need to get the hammer down and just try and open out a gap. So down into the hairpin at the bottom of the Dragon Trail we go. It looks like one of the TTs is up the inside there. That's Woolmid. He started near the back as well. So there's 2 Michelin sponsored Audi TTs in this race, so we may get them mixed up. Right, first time through the chicane of death. Quinn through. Hammercat holding second through, Wadders, Raffo, Azroth, and then Shell Shock also up from the very back of the grid, up to 6th already. So he's made up 8 positions if my maths are correct. Probably not, but it may be. And it looks like they're trying to make it 3 wide. Shell Shock goes down the inside of Azroth. Can he get the move done? Looks like Azroth gives him the space, and off down the main straight we go. So let's unleash the beast with Monster Energy sponsoring this rundown of the running order after lap 1. So after lap 1, in the lead we have Quinn in the McLaren, followed by Hammercat in 2nd, Wadders 3rd, followed closely by Raffo in the McLaren. Then we have Woolmid and Shell Shock, as Shell Shock looks to the inside but nothing much doing there in 6th. 7th is Azroth, and 8th is Spider Team, doing well after that mistake into the first chicane on the first lap. Then we've got DRC Mung, the teammate, a Michelin car, and then we've got Jambo followed by his teammate, Pilgrim Paddy. Then further back we've got Lager, followed by Mr. Dre and Rocky Rich bringing up the rear. There is a bit of a gap to those guys, so we'll have to see what happened. Let's have a quick replay of what actually happened with Raffo off the start. So good start, launched off well, took advantage of the issues with the Audi TT there, sponsored by Quick Fit. Looking around the outside, we're actually 4 wide going to this first king, and he's already up to 4th. So looking at the leaders going into the first corner, looks very tight. Thinks about it, gets a little nudge to Hammercat, but it's all good. And we're still going 3, and actually loses out to Wadders in the Aston Martin there on the exit of the first chicane. So we're going into the fast king. They're 3 wide just ahead. They break in, and he looks like he does a nice switchback. And is he going to get 2 with 1 move there? He's up on the curb, and they're still 3 wide. So still giving each other space, which is nice to see. So we're going down into the fast chicane, and look at this, Azroth now joining the party. So it says, yeah, I'll have a bite of that, and that's where Spider Team goes wrong. So onto the grass there, lost the rear end, and that also allows Azroth to get through, but he takes a tighter line through that fast left-right, and actually ends up losing out to the McLaren. Now I can see Raffo here revving the nuts off the McLaren. McLaren is definitely a car that you need a short shift to get the most power out of it. So top tip for the guys here using the McLaren, short shift it. So looking behind there, we can see Wall Mid looking down the inside, and the NSX going off. So let's do a instant replay. Actually, it'll be a replay. So coming down into the chicane, we're a bit further back. We're watching Rocky Rich coming down into the hairpin. It's late on the brakes. Oh, and he just catches, I was going to say Dr. Dre, but Mr. Dre there. But he does wait. Looks like he also costed Lega a little bit of time there, and he gives the place back to Mr. Dre. Unfortunate there, but at least he gave the place back. Back at the front, we have Quinn leading Hammercat, who is coming under pressure from Wadders right here, who's also coming under pressure from Raffo. He looks like he's trying to make his way through the pack as quick as possible. Is he alongside the Aston Martin? He looks like he is, and he is actually going 3 wide. This is going to get tight. Raffo backs out of it, and it looks like Wadders goes wide. And then look at this. This is Walmid sending a torpedo down the inside. Let's watch that again for Walmid. So you can see 3 wide ahead. You can see Raffo's backing out of it, and then look at this torpedo, and then it looks like he's going to hit the back of Hammercat, and actually does the brave thing of turning away from the corner, costing himself time there, but ultimately avoiding a rear end smash. So cars are very close here on lap 2, up through the fast chicane. So it looks like Wadders is the cork in the bottle here. Hammercat down to 3rd, but he's trying to make his way back through as best he can. Up over the rise, looks like Raffo's got a good drive, but he hasn't got the inside line, but he switches back. Wow, that's a brave move. But Hammercat goes a little bit too deep, just trying a bit too hard there, glances off the wall, and that means that he's lost a place to Raffo, Shellshock and Walmid. So off we go towards the chicane of death. Anybody gonna die today? And it looks like there's Hammercat. Hammercat is dead, officially a dead cat. So let's see what happens. So trying to hold off Wadders and the pack behind it, and just goes too deep into there. Bounces off the wall, gets it all sorted. It doesn't look like there's any damage on the scanner bottom left, but what's he going to do here? Is he just going to try too hard through the chicane of death? He's backed out of it. Oh, he tried too hard and actually cut the inside. Oh, he's ghosted, and then as he unghosts, he actually looks like he catches Spider Team. Let's check from his point of view. Oh yeah, he actually catches Azroth and Spider Team. Spider Team, that's gutted. Unfortunate mistake there for him. So back at the front, we're going to follow. We're with Raffo here, looking at the back of Wadders as Shellshock goes down the inside, and then he disappears. Can't see him in the rearview mirror. Now it's just Walmid behind us. Oh, let's see what happened with a replay here. So we're now on board with Shellshock. He looks to the inside. Raffo cuts him off, and he actually hits the apex wall at turn, I'd say 1, but it's probably turn 2. And loses a lot of drive and loses out to Jambo as well. He does have a bit of damage on the front. Meanwhile, back up in the battle for 2nd, Quinn is trying to make good his escape. We've got Walmid, who makes a successful move down the inside of Raffo there. Not much he can do there. And then look at this, DRC Monk is now closing in on the back of the McLaren as well. So this is a McLaren meet with a TT Michelin bread. But can Walmid attack Wadders? Now remember, Shellshock won race 1, and he just made a big mistake there, so he's going to be down the orders. This is the time for these guys to make up a gap. Looks down the inside of Wadders, and that is a job done, successful or not. Wow, Wadders not giving up there, gets a nice neat cut back there, manages to get himself back up into 2nd. I think maybe Walmid there struggling being a front wheel drive car. You can often struggle in the initial bit of traction. It looks like Wadders did well. So this group seems to be catching Quinn. It looks like Quinn's early advantage is starting to fade. Woolmid goes for it again, down into the final corner. Can Wadders get that cut back again? Oh no, well, Quinn's off the track. That's not going to help. And it looks like Wadders did have a good cutback. But of course now, Woolmid's got the slipstream of the failing Quinn up ahead. So it's going to be hard to complete a move there. In fact, Woolmid takes the lead from Quinn, who's now down to third, in fact, as Rafa looks to the inside and actually gets stuck there. And look at that, Monk goes right round the outside and takes that fourth position. Let's do a rundown sponsored by Monster. Remember, unleash the beast. So on lap 4 we have leader Woolmid, second Wadders in the Aston Martin, followed by Quinn, who was the leader. Mung is in 4th with Raffo in 5th in the McLaren. 6th we have Jambo in the Scirocco, sponsored by Castrol, with the recovering Shellshock in 7th and on his way back through the field. Azeroth in 8th in the F-Type, with Pilgrim Paddy in the other Castrol sponsored machine in the Honda NSX in 9th. 10th is Hammercat, our pole sitter, slipping down the order slightly there, with Lager after the issues on lap 1 trying to catch that cat and pass him. 12th we have Dr. Dre, Mr. Dre in fact, in the Scooby going through the chicane, with Rocky Rich up to 13th and Spider Team after his issues on lap 1 and 2 down in 14th. Meanwhile, back at the front we can see 1st, 2nd, 3rd, 4th, 5th, 6th, all covered by what's that, a couple of seconds if that, and this is very tight racing in the reverse grid. So the two Michelin sponsored TTs near the front. Look at this, Wadders going for Woolmid again though, coming back, looks to the inside. They both break exceedingly late, but it doesn't look like he's managed to get past him. We go on board now with Wadders. Can he get the slipstream of that TT? That TT is fast in a straight line, but it looks like we've got our suck on. Yes, we have. He's sucking hard onto the back of that Audi TT, but Woolmid covers the inside. There's nothing much, can't get past there. Can he get him on the exit of the chicane? Maybe a bit of understeer in the first section there. An early shift up to 3rd. Looking in the mirrors, that Mung is there somewhere. Yes, you can see him right in the rear view mirror. Does he go for us into the hairpin? No, he does not. So, meanwhile, further back in the pack, we've got the recovering Shellshock, has a little traffic jam up here of a Scirocco and 2 McLarens. Can he see down the inside into the hairpin? He gets down past a Scirocco and a McLaren into the hairpin. That was a voyeuristic move. Probably not the right word I'd use there, but I'm going to use it anyway. But he managed to get it down there. Probably optimistic is probably a better word. Meanwhile, battle for the lead. Woolmid, Wadders and Mung. It looks like Mung has got a good exit. Really, Wadders could have tried covering it off, or is he accepting that these guys are just a bit faster than me and I'm just going to try and use them to pull me along, get me as far up the grid as possible? Although he's coming back at him using the slipstream. He's going to be on the outside for the hairpin though. What's he going to do? He's got the racing line, late on the brakes. Mung goes even later, cut back. Not. Does he get the overlap? Not quite. No, has to back out of it as they go off into the chicane of death. Down to 3rd for Wadders, up to 2nd for Monk. Well, I suppose that's status quo before. It's just, oh, Wadders there, slapping the wall, giving it a good slap about. Meanwhile, battle for 4th. The recovering Shellshock looking to inside of Raffo as they go into the final corner. I suppose the left-hand kink is the final corner. This is the final proper corner. Shellshock gets the move done. Can Rafa get the cut back? Not quite. He's going to have to sit in the slipstream. Can he do much down this long straight? Again, a note to the guys who run the McLarens. Change up early. Early shift gives you more power down the straights. Rafa looks to the outside. Shellshock has the inside covered into the first turn. And it looks like there's nothing much happening there. Right, so it's time for another Monster rundown of the order as they stand right now. Remember, unleash that beast. So in the lead we have now Woolmid with his teammate Mung in second. Now can these two use each other to move forward? They need to break away from the pack behind. Third is Wadders, holding on to that podium position right now with Shellshock recovering fast in fourth. Looks like he's even looking at the back of the Aston Martin quite intensely. There's chicane. In fact, that's Shellshock up to third. So the rundown has changed as we're done. Wadders down to fourth. And then we have just behind them GT Raffo with the Halford sponsor McLaren, probably looking to try and take that fourth place off Wadders anytime now. Sixth, we've got Jambo. Can he take advantage of the guys ahead fighting in the Castrol sponsor car? With Quinn, our previous race leader, down to seventh. Pilgrim Paddy in the other Castrol sponsored car in eighth, with Azroth in ninth in the I believe it's a Samsung sponsored F-Type. I think there's also Oreos on there. Now I'm hungry. Anyways, 10th we have got Lega in the Budweiser TT. Nice line there for the chicane of death, with Mr. Dre recovering in the Scooby wagon. Looks like he's had a couple of issues through the chicane of death, with Rocky Rich in the Quick Fit TT bringing up 12th. Our pole sitter Hammercat is now trying to fend off Spider Team. Looks like he's held him off for a couple of laps. We are on lap 6 now, and Spider Team is looking to the inside, but doesn't quite complete the move. Looks like he's going to have to reassess his options. Meanwhile, back at the front, we can see the two Michelin TTs, nose to tail. Are these guys working together? Evidently not, because it looks like they're pushing each other too hard. Mung and Woolman both making mistakes there, and look at the gap they've just given away to Shellshock. On board with Shellshock now. These two guys, you need to be working together. One of you must be faster than the other, so why don't you just lead ahead, save the tyres, and try and pull out. I feel like this is a Ferrari of, was it 2012? It might be coming back to haunt us here. Down into the hairpin at the far end of the track. Shellshock, look how much he's closed in there. Look at this time you're hemorrhaging, lads. Look, Mong, Woolmid, sort it out. One of you needs to lead and one of you needs to follow. Sort it out between the two of you. Maybe this is where a bit of conversation before the race between teammates might help. Look at the time that they're just using. Shellshock is right on the back of this TT now. He's got the suck on. He looks to the inside. Lay on the brakes. Mom goes very late. And they actually touch. Oh, Shellshock nearly lost the rear end. It looks like a little tap on the front of this NSX, and he loses the rear end quite easily. Looks like he's lost quite a bit of time coming over the start-finish line as we go on to lap 8. Look at that. That's what, 6 cars? 5 cars? Yeah, 5 cars. All in shot there. So, Woolmid makes a big enough mistake. In fact, it's 6 cars. Makes a big enough mistake. He could be all the way down to 6th or 7th very easily. Right guys, I'm going to have to drop this in now.
Fernando is faster than you. Can you confirm you understood that message?
This is what I'm saying to you lads. Literally, you are throwing away time. This might be where you guys need to get in the group chats. Remember, we're all on Facebook, so we've got Facebook Messenger, and each one of these team sponsors has a group chat. You might need to chat to each other and say, look, if I feel like I'm faster than you, I'll flash you 4 times in a row, or I'll put my hazards on, and then you got a choice. If the other guy gives you the hazards, then you move over. Mung looks to the inside again, but look at that, look how deep both of these drivers are going, and does he get the move done? No, he doesn't. So yeah, look at the trace there, he's having to back off the accelerator. You are losing time here lads, and Shellshock is right on your ass. Through the chicane of death, that looks like a little glancing blow, and look, now Mung is under attack from Shellshock. You're going to lose a 1-2 here now. Shellshock on the inside into the final corner, doesn't quite manage it. Looks like, I'd probably say Mung is slightly faster right now than Woolmid, but they're holding off. The other option is, you guys, you're both in the same car, sponsored by the same sponsor. Why don't you just run a roadblock? Both of you run side by side. Dragon Trail's a fairly wide track, but it's going to be hard to get past two of you side by side. Anyways, into the first proper corner. Nose to tail, Mung is literally pushing Woolmid down the road here. Look at Shellshock, he is right on you guys. Coming down through the fast right hand kink. Nobody really committing to any moves just yet. Everybody using all the track. Woolmid using a little bit of the dirt. Look, Raffo could even be getting in on this. Is he catching this lead trio up now? Through the fast chicane. This is where a slipstream will be handy, but I think Mung is so close he can't get a slipstream. I think he's literally bumping into the back of Woolmid. Look at this. Now they're going too wide. Shellshock just doesn't know what to do. He's like, there's Michelin TTs everywhere. Shellshock is on the rumble strips, and oh no, Woolmid has gone way too deep, maybe trying too hard, and he's actually lost a lot of places there, and he's actually down now to 4th. So from the lead to 4th in one corner there. This is what I'm saying, maybe I should have let Mung go through and just see what he got afterwards. So now our new leader is Mung. Let's see how it happened. So we're on board with Woolmid. This is actually coming into the chicane of death, so this is after he made the mistake at the hairpin. Oh, Raffo made his mistake, and Woolmid's just gone ploughing into the rear of him. He's actually lost out to Jambo. Right, meanwhile, back at the front, we've got Mung now onto lap 10, and I can see Woolmid's actually in the pits just behind us. So he's decided to pit lap 10. Where does that drop him down? Althroff also into the pits there. As we can see, Dre and I believe that's Quinn going side by side down the front straight. Who's going to make the move stick? Woolmid's ahead of this battle in 7th. So down into the first corner, Quinn on the inside, hard onto the brakes. Does he get the move done? Yes, he does, and completes the pass past Mr. Dre. So, a little bit further on, we've now got Mung trying to fend off Shellshock. Coming into the final hairpin here, Shellshock on the inside. That looks like a good move, but Mung going round the outside. No, yes, the TT, remember, is fast down this start-finish straight. And Shellshock has got to drop back into the slipstream. Wow, that's really good going there by Mung. So braved it out around the outside. Right, can he hold him off into the first corner? He's going semi-defensive, giving Shellshock the inside. Giving him plenty of space. I like this racing. This is clean, respectful racing. Gave him space, said, yeah, you can take the inside if you want, but you're going to have to make the move happen. And Shellshock can't, so he has to stay in second now. Through the fast kink, again, Mung going semi-defensive, probably wise because he's not losing too much time by going uber defensive, but Shellshock getting a good exit out of there. Wants to be on the inside for this corner. Mung not defending it, believes he feels comfortable in there, very late on the brakes, but look at that, he's had to tighten up the corner there. But it's just in the wrong place for Shellshock. Literally, he's just bumping up against the rear of him when he had the momentum. Really good defense here by Mung, not too over the top. Again going defensive. Shellshock taking the wider line. Can he get... No, again trying to get the exit, but the car just in the way. Meanwhile, back in the pack we've got, what's that, Jambo, Wadders and Woolmid all coming back. Oh no, sorry, it's Pilgrim Paddy coming back through the grid. We've got Woolmid. He's got a fresh set of racing super softs, and this is where he needs to make this strategy work for him. So he needs to be fast through this section. Just behind him we've got Quinn with the ever-present Dr. Dre, Mr. Dre right up his arse. As we can see, the leaders into the pit, so that's Mung and Shellshock both into the pits, as well as Jambo in the Scirocco, with Raffo not pitting. Is he going to try a zero-stop race? There is a bit of wear on those tyres. McLaren is quite kind on them, so let's see if we can do it. Right, the leaders are, were leaders are out of the pits, and they are still ahead of Woolmid. So it looks like Woolmid has not managed to take advantage of that outlap on his fresh tyres. So Mung now down to second. Can he close this gap on Raffo? Can he still hold off Shell Shock? They're both on new tyres. Pilgrim Paddy up to 4th, with Wall Mid now in 5th. It looks like he's dispatched Wadders, so Wadders losing out in the first turn on lap 12. Pilgrim Paddy, will he pit? NSX again could be decent on tyres. He's gone from the soft and not the super soft, so he may well try and stretch it out. Up through the chicane, Wall Mid is just losing time here. This is where he really needed to be on it, and he's just stuck in traffic, so it looks like his pit stop has coincided with a little bit of traffic. Dives to the outside in the bottom hairpin. Look at that! Wow! Goes right round the outside of Pilgrim Paddy. That was a good little move there. So, leader is now Raffo. Is he going to pit this lap? Everybody, well, some of the guys behind, the 3 guys behind him, have all pitted on the last lap or the lap before that. Will Raffo pit on lap 12 round the final hairpin? It doesn't look like he is, or no, he's not. Is he zero stopping this race? Is he hoping to hold off the guys behind and just keep his lap times up? He's done a 47. We don't know what the other guys have done behind, because their lap time includes them pitting. Well, so Walmley did a 46, so he was in a lot of traffic though. Wadders enters the pits as Jambo is up to 6th. There we go, we can see also Dre into the pits with his 4-wheel drive Scooby Wagon, as well as Lega in the Budweiser's car. And Quinn, of course, he took a pit stop earlier. So where does he come out with Dre? Those two have been having a bit of a ding-dong most of this race. It looks like Dre is just ahead, but does Quinn have the momentum? This looks like a carbon copy of a few laps ago, but Dre actually holds on to it around the outside and holds on to 9th place. So let's have, after some pit stops, a rundown sponsored by Monster Energy. So, in the lead on lap 13 is Raffo in the McLaren, has not stopped. Catching very quickly now is Mung in the Michelin TT, followed by Shell Shock, our round 1 winner. And there in the background is 4th Walmid in the other Michelin TT, trying to recover, with Pilgrim Paddy not stopped in the Honda NSX. With his teammate Jambo, I don't want to be playing the Ferrari audio again. And 7th we've got Azroff in the F-Type, with Wadders in 8th in the Aston Martin, with Dre and Quinn taking 9th and 10th, as they seem to be inseparable right about now. It looks like Wadders has actually made a mistake there, and he's going to drop down behind Quinn. That's Wadders down to 10th as we're doing our rundown, with Rocky Rich up to 11th and Lega in 12th. Those two have both pitted by the looks of it with fresh tyres. 13th we have Spider Team, also on fresh tyres, so maybe this is going to be a little bit of a 3-way battle, with our pole sitter, the Hammercat, all the way down now in 14th in the Scirocco. Keep it going. So, back at the front, we have Raffo with his hazards on. I don't think he's letting them by though, because he is going defensive into the final corner there. But look at the extra grip. Is he trying to go to the pits? I'm not sure. He might have been trying to get to the pits there, but Mung was right alongside him and he couldn't get it. And look at that power of the TT. Once it gets going, like, it struggles with traction sometimes, but once it gets going, it is off. Down to 2nd goes Raffo, with Shell Shock actually taking him down to 3rd at the first chicane. So the leading 2 are now back up to 1st and 2nd. Is this time that Raffo pits, or has he already left it too long? Pilgrim Paddy with Jambo. Remember, Pilgrim Paddy has not pitted yet. Needs to really let his teammate through, who has pitted. Comes down into the bottom hairpin, but no, he's fighting on. Can the Scirocco get the undercut? Jambo up towards the chicane of death, and it looks like Pilgrim gives him that space there. That's what we need to do, lads. You need to look. Scirocco has just pitted. He's got fresher tyres. Just let him go. But no, is Pilgrim Paddy gonna go for it again. See, I'll just be backing off and saving you tyres. Down into the final hairpin. It's not going to have the same kind of braking performance as it isn't on the fresher tyres. There you go. Raffo's into the pits on lap 14. Maybe a little bit too late. Pilgrim Paddy does not pit. It looks like Pilgrim is either going for a 0 stop and really committing to it, as it looks like Raffo backs out of the 0 stop. So on lap 15, let's do our Monster Energy rundown of the running order so far. Unleash the Beast. So in the lead, we now have Monk in the Audi TT, followed by Shell Shock, our round 1 winner, and sponsored by Monster Energy. Wall Mid in third. Can he close the gap to the top 2, or is it all over for him? Jambo up to 4th. Respectable result there in the Scirocco. Pilgrim Paddy, his teammate, down to 5th. Can he hang on until the end of the race on those worn tyres, or will Raffo get him? Coming up in 6th in the Halfords McLaren. 7th we have Azroth 2000 in the Jaguar F-Type, thundering V8 there. And 8th we have Mr. Dre in the Scooby Wagon. His partner in crime is nowhere to be seen. Where is Quinn? We'll find out. Waters in 9th, had a good start to the race but starting to fade now, but on fresh tyres. Rocky Rich up to 10th, he breaks into the top 10, which should be a good result. Down to 11th is Quinn, so that's where Quinn's gone, with Spider Team now all over his rear in the McLaren, so it's a straight fight, McLaren versus McLaren for 11th and 12th. 13th we have MRC Lega in the Budweiser TT, and bringing up the rear we have Hammercat 42 in that Scirocco. So now final lap, it's lap 17, final corner. DRC Monk has managed to hold off Shell Shock, got the better of him here at Dragon Trail, and he will take the win here at round 2, with Shell Shock coming home in 2nd in the NSX. 3rd is Monk's teammate Wall Mid in the other Michelin TT, and 4th Jambo. Really good result there for him. 5th we have Raffo. Looks like he has just got past. In fact, just got past Pilgrim Paddy. Remember, Pilgrim Paddy going for the 0 stop race. So we cut to a replay. Coming down into the bottom hairpin, Pilgrim Paddy goes defensive. And it looks like he just runs out of road. Oh, that's the tyre wear there. And Raffo just getting back. 5th there, almost didn't. And 7th we have Azroth in the F-Type. Middle of the pack there, with Dre coming home in 8th in the Burble Bus. 9th is Waters in the Aston Martin, coming across the line with his teammate just behind, Rocky Rich, taking 10th. And look at this behind. This is 11th, 12th and 13th. I don't know who was where. Let's cut to another replay. So coming into the final corner, Spider Team was in 11th, which would have been a good result. But it looks like he's gone wide out the final corner on the final lap. That would have been agonising. And it looks like Quinn manages to take the 11th from him. And Spider Team just holds off Lega for 12th and 13th, with Hammercat in the Scirocco bringing up the rear. I hope you've enjoyed this today. If you did, give it a like. If you really liked it, subscribe to the channel, and we'll see you next time.